Hi, my love. It's me, your big sister, auntie friend. Welcome. I'm so happy that you made it here. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome. I love you so much. Please don't ever leave me. Um, wow, this is a new journey, isn't it? Uh, I know that we have built a little community that hopefully will continue to grow and evolve with us. I love you guys so much, first and foremost, and thank you so much for being here with me. I do want to take a minute, I think, to just ease into this process and talk about some of the things that we talk about in the collective when we are all together. And I think one of the most important things for me lately has been about just showing up, right? We talk a lot about how when spirit is calling on us to do something in regards to a dream we might have, or a relationship, or a job, or whatever it is, how when we are called to do that, regardless of how far we try and run from it, it is inescapable. And I believe personally it's because that's part of our destiny. Something there, whether it's a lesson or a blessing, is to be learned and surrendered to. And we'll talk a lot about surrender a little bit later, but I think just showing up is important. I heard recently, faith without action is dead, right? And that really hit me because it was like, yeah, we can have faith and believe that things will happen, but really being in a place where we take action in regards to those things that we want, I think that is where the magic is, to be honest with you. And obviously, having patience in the in between, which is something we talk about as well. And we'll talk about in a future episode. But I think the most important thing for me currently is about just showing up, right? Having faith, doing the work, trusting that my spirit team is guiding me to certain opportunities because they're meant for me. We talk a lot about how spirit wouldn't be asking you to do something if you weren't meant to do it, if you weren't able, if you weren't capable. And I think sometimes we get caught up in the how, as opposed to just taking in the opportunity and the blessing for even just the experience. I think that the learning is part of the experience. I believe that really going through all of the trials and tribulations, there are things to be learned. And I think that brings me back to, the quote that we probably all heard, that it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, right? And really enjoying the journey and getting into a place where we are fortunate enough to be able to experience these things, the good, bad, and the ugly. Um, it's been a big thing for me lately, and I don't know who else needs to hear it, but I think, again, there's a lot of power in just showing up, right? Obviously, do the work to prepare yourself and to acquire the skills that you need or whatever it might be. However, showing up is probably the most important thing because I think most of us get blocked in that aspect, right? In that part specifically. Hell, I know I do. I could think about all the ways, all the things, that could be done in reference to whatever project it is that I'm taking on specifically because I'm a creative, but I'm sure this applies to some part of your life. It is the showing up part that really blocks me sometimes. And it's me hindering myself. It's me standing in my own way because there is no perfect, right? Perfect is an impossibility. And I think when we show up, even and especially when we fail, we learn so much about ourselves, about the world around us, about the ways that things work. And it really helps us hone in on whatever skill it is that we're supposed to learn in that lesson if we can remain open to it, right? And So I just wanted to come on and, with the first episode, really talk about having faith and then action to follow. Sometimes that action is just showing up, you know, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to be right. There's a lot to be said about just showing up. And I think that if we could just show up a little bit more, again, good, bad, or ugly, life would be a lot simpler for us. I think sometimes we like to overcomplicate things, especially me as a recovering perfectionist. It's easier said than done, right? But again, I think what we'll end with, the final message, from Spirit always is they would never ask us to do these things. We wouldn't be called to do them, wouldn't be driven, wouldn't be our dreams, right? Wouldn't be in our vision if there wasn't a way and if we weren't the one. So I hope that you remember that. And I hate to do it, but I'm going to leave you now. But don't worry, I will always be back. I love you very much. I miss you so much. And please don't forget that the world is less without you in it. I love you, my love. I'll see you soon.